Alright, Michael Jackson. I could sit here and rattle off facts about his life from Wikipedia or something. Or I could give you some sort of a personal insight as a fan, which I'm about to do. Michael Jackson was the first musical artist I could identify by name and face. Ever since I was really, really little. Because my family had Michael Jackson Moonwalker, the movie he had released on video. Pretty much featured video clips of everything up until that point in 1988. Around the time he had released the Bad album while he was on the Bad World Tour. And I watched it pretty much every day. And after that I became a fan. So I think it was not Christmas or my birthday or something. Whenever the Dangerous album was released, that's what I got. And that was officially the first music album I've ever owned. It was on cassette tape, of course. And I also remember a lot about, because when he released that album, he released music videos and all that for it on national television instead of cable. But then I also remember the not so good parts. I remember the Oprah interview that she did at his house, which was incredible. That his house was that big and everything. And also the charges that were brought up against him. Or the accusations. I also had in my possession, like when he did the Dangerous World Tour, one of my aunts, it was broadcast on HBO and one of my aunts recorded it for me and I watched it. So, yeah, Michael Jackson was my favorite for a very, very long time. I didn't own the History albums, and that's pretty much the gist of, my, love for Michael Jackson's music. My parents, they remember back when he was in the Jackson 5. They grew up, they used to own the records when they came out. My stepdad, I guess he related to me. He owned Thriller, just like pretty much everybody in his high school had the Thriller album. And above all else, Michael's music touched a lot of people all around the world. He's one of those artists that's not put in boxes or boundaries that the music business or whoever decides to put a musician in whatever box. Music is for everybody. Whether you're black or white. And that's what Michael did. He didn't just play to black audiences. He didn't just play to white audiences. He played for everybody. He was one of those people that pretty much he did it his own way. And it sold big. He made a lot of money. He made them a lot of money. He's probably one of the top 3 most recognizable and beloved musical acts ever. The other 2 being Elvis and the Beatles. And with everybody buying up, his merchandise and his music and his DVDs and everything, I think by year's end he will probably be the biggest selling artist of all time. Just for sheer fact that everybody's, buying up a lot of his music. I'm not saying that as a stretch, I'm saying that it's very possible. And his death and the way he died and the fact that he was getting ready to do it one more time, it makes it even more tragic. And me just thinking about, reflecting on the fact that, this is Michael fucking Jackson, and then, you hold him up, and then you hold up everything that's out now. They can't hold a candle to him. You know, his legacy is everlasting. He broke boundaries, and pretty much everything he did, everybody's copped his style and did their own little versions of it. That's what happens to everybody that's great. So, yeah, his death is a very big loss, and you know, there will never be another one like him. Despite what may have been happened or what has been said, he's a pop culture icon, and that can't be overstated enough. And you really don't realize how much you love him until he's gone. So that's my 2 cents about Michael Jackson. And you know, as I can do a rant about music in another video. Unfortunately, I'm not handy with computers. I would have played a song to go along with this, but unfortunately I can't. I leave that up to better YouTubers to do that. But I said what I had to say. You know, I was hoping that once in my lifetime I'd be able to see him live just so I could say I did, but I never got the chance. So, with all that said, rest in peace, Michael, and thank you for the music, and God bless, and that's all I got to say.